We caught the one, the only Vex Lucius L6 in our spider web.
Get ready for the next battle.
Welcome to the spider web. For this video, I shall finally unbox Vex Lucius L6. Took me far too long to find this bay. In fact, I had to order it online from Amazon. So for those who are wondering, I know I've been already getting a lot of questions since I revealed the community post. So yeah, Vex Lucius L6, I got it from Amazon. But if you seriously don't want to go online and order, you could find it in Target and Walmart, typical places. Although a lot easier to just find it online. But yeah, I'm very excited to open this bay. It actually looks pretty good, and I'm glad we get a new chassis disc finally after who knows how long. Alright, let's look at the back. Of course, Vex is a right spinning bay. It's a defense type, obviously. Fused attack power. Okay, but you're a defense type, whatever. D86, which is the 2D disc, and TSP 10, which is Mobius Speedstorm. So Mobius actually has its gimmick, I believe, so I'm really hyped to see that. The chip looks okay, but you know, I have to get a better look at it after I open this thing. Let's do this. Alright, we got the parts. Let's do this. First part we are looking at is the Vex ring. And I gotta say, this looks pretty cool. This actually looks pretty cool. I really like this. I don't think the shape is the most competitive at all, but I actually like how they did the colors and everything. This is actually pretty cool. Sure, they're missing some stickers here and there, but it still looks really good to me. Still looks really good to me. It's just cool. It's just a cool thing. But because of its shape, I'm pretty sure this is gonna take quite a bit of recoil for a defense type. So yeah, that's not good. Then again, it could have some decent counter power. Maybe. I don't know. We got to see how it does in the test battle. But from the looks of it, it looks great in terms of color and everything. But the shape is kind of something I'm worried about. Next up, we have the Lucius L6 chip, and it looks pretty cool. They painted the eyes. Probably not by way too much, but they did paint the eyes. The colors here, I like how they got the little fire. Is that fire? I believe that's supposed to represent fire. That looks really cool. I love all the markings they put on this thing. They did put some effort into this, actually. I don't know how the slopes exactly are. They don't look like they're going to be the greatest. They just don't, which is going to be really bad for it because it's supposed to be a defense type. And, you know, whole Vex Lucius taking supposed to be able to take a lot of hits and stuff. But, I don't know about that anymore. But it still looks really good. Pretty impressed by it. I'm actually gonna put it on the layer right now. The ring, yeah, that does look really good. That does look pretty good. It looked worse, like if you actually look on it, like just like as a PNG, it doesn't look as good as it does as a toy. I swear. Next up, we have the 2D disc, and I gotta say, I'm very happy to get this. Very happy because one, it's a new chassis disc. Two, it looks really cool. Now, no, it doesn't have the whole gimmick where the tongues come out and, you know, they have the whole barrier thing. If I'm being honest, I really don't care for the barrier because the barrier sucked. I don't care how you put it. Oh, well, it was cool. Yeah, well, if it was really cool for you to lose almost every single match against the right spin, okay. But to me, it just wasn't that feeling. Its performance was just lacking. But seriously, I love how they still have the tongue markings. You probably can't really see them that well, but they are there. They are there. It's pretty funny. But the tongues themselves aren't actually there. And from what I've heard, for a Takara Tomy version, it's actually much better when the tongues are worn down. So I'm interested to see how the Hasbro one performs straight off the bat. But right now it looks pretty good. And finally, we have Mobius Speedstorm, and Mobius looks really good. Really good. They got the free spin down, people. They gave us the free spin. That's what I'm talking about. This is going to be a really good driver. I can feel it. I can feel it's going to be really good. It's really good for Takara Tomy. Since Hasbro done this one right, it should be really good for Hasbro. Yeah, I'm very impressed with that. This is probably the highlight of the entire bay. The highlight of the entire bay. That and the chassis disc. Alright, let's go ahead and put this thing together. It looks so good together. And just like I said before, the slopes do not feel good at all. Well, okay, as the slopes move on, they get pretty tight right here. I noticed that with other Hasbro bays, sometimes the slopes at first feel really weak, but as the prongs move, it gets tougher. This is one of those cases. However, it's very loose at the very start, so I'm pretty sure almost every fight it goes up against is going to end up like this, at the very least. Probably is going to end up like that. But the bay looks nice, and we do get good parts, so that's a good thing about this. So from the looks of it, this bay gets an automatic 5 out of 10, but we shall see how it performs later on. First, let's go ahead and put this thing on the scale. Alright, so we got this. Let's put Vex on. 7.84 grams, okay. We got Lucius, 2.78 grams, alright. Vex Lucius, 10.61 grams, okay. 2D chassis disc, 22.29 grams. That's pretty good for a chassis disc. That's pretty good for a chassis disc. Probably could have been a bit heavier, but 7.08 grams. Okay. Okay. Let's put this on all together. Oh! 39.97 grams. It was almost 40. It's so close to 40. Yeah, the chassis disc could have been heavier, so we can have it above 40, like a typical Speedstorm. But you know, that's okay, I guess. I don't think the weight's the main issue with this bay. The main issue gotta be the slopes. My goodness, how did they let that slip? Like, why are these so weak? It feels... why? Why? It shouldn't be that loose, guys. Come on, Hasbro. Step it up with the Surge slopes. Like, come on. Alright, moving on to the test battle. Let's see how this guy does. Alright, we got the Red Speedstorm Stadium. We're gonna start with this first. Test launch. 3, 2, 1, let's... Look at it go. Look at the Lucius. Yep. I wonder how long it'll last on its own, but you know, that's probably for another video. Let's test out Mobius. Its full potential. I'm really impressed with the driver and the chassis disc. I can't wait. Chassis disc could have been a bit better, but hey, new chassis disc that weighs over 22 grams, so I'm happy about that. Pretty happy about that. I will say, wait, no. Yeah, it seems like this is going to be a pretty good one. In terms of, wait, let's test the life after death. Okay, life after death. It has okay life after death. Alright, let's put up against some bays. How about, now it's said that Vex should be able to take down less spins, so let's do this. We're going to start out with Rage. Raid Luinor, right off the bat. Between that. I hope you know the shadowy aesthetic I have for this video. I did this on purpose. Come on, Vex. Pretty much a drop, but it's actually close to bursting. It's close to bursting Rage. I keep saying Rage. Close to bursting Raid. The slopes didn't move on Vex, by the way. 3, 2, 1, that. Come on, Raid. Alright, Vex. Attack. Come on. Win. Pretty much a draw again. That's interesting. Okay, it is what it is. As long as it doesn't burst. Okay, let's put it up against Mirage Fafnir. This will be the interesting one. 3, 2, 1, that. Oh, I did not mean to snipe you. I'm sorry. I am interested in seeing how it does, so discard this. Yeah, I thought Vex would win. Okay, let's try this again. 3, 2, 1, that. Come on. Come on. I actually didn't launch Mirage that hard because it's Mirage. I want to see how Vex fares against a bit of Spin Steel. Should do pretty well. I went down the Fafnir. Nice. If Fafnir can indeed Spin Steel, we give it a chance. Alright, Glide Rockivore. The ultimate test for Vex. Or one of the ultimate tests. How does it fare against Glide? Glide has a huge advantage, so that's why I'm wondering. Yo, what? Mobius, what the heck? Shouldn't you be lasting a bit longer than that, buddy? Just a bit. Yo, don't I have to use Mobius a bit more for it to actually wear down? Correct me if I'm wrong. Does the Hasbro one do that as well? Or is that just Takara Tomy? I don't know. I remember hearing about the Takara Tomy one that this actually wears down, the little tip on here. I think it does for Hasbro as well. But correct me if I'm wrong. Oh well. So, stamina kinda not there, sadly, but this is what it is. One more bay and then we'll move on. Curse the Tomb. Now, Curse also has one of those drivers that should have had a lot more life after death, but it doesn't. And Vex goes down. Yeah, you see, Vex isn't bursting, but it's taking a lot of recoil. So all that stamina it could have had is just going away. That's the main issue with the layer of Vex. The shape of it just takes so much recoil. So on its own, like when you just launch it and spin it, it's gonna last for quite a long time, especially if it's not gonna get hit. But against opponents, you know, it's not gonna be that good. Now people argue, oh, you know, if it had the barrier, the layer wouldn't be getting hit. Yeah, that's true, but the barrier also drained the stamina on this bay. So overall, for both Hasbro and Takara Tomy, they didn't really think about the design that much. They didn't really think about that at all. Alright, we got the Volt Knockout Base Stadium. 3, 2, 1, that. Better Speed Swim Stadium. Look at Vex just going straight to the center, just to chill. Well, we already seen the capability of your stamina, so we're not going to waste any more time, buddy. Although I will say it looks really good, and for some reason it's not bursting a lot, which I find really, really impressive for a bay with weak slopes. But the stamina is just all the recoil. 3, 2, 1, that. Super Hyperion, let's go. Hyuga versus Lang. Actually happened in the anime. They had a brief 1v1, although it wasn't really on screen. And Vex goes down, because you know what? It just does. Vex against rights is just not good. Against left, it's decent. Against right, not so much. And the reason why I'm worried about, the reason why I'm calling this out, look at that, it just easily dies. The reason why I'm calling it out being bad against rights, oh, it nearly bursted! Huh, interesting. Yeah, the only reason why I'm calling it out against rights is because it's supposed, like, when you think about it, it's supposed to be a defense type, but you get close to burst. This takes a whole lot of recoil. And that's not good, because most bays are right. Like, most bays spin to the right, so that's really not good for Vex. See, I'm putting it up against Helios. It's obviously doing better against Helios because it's the left spin. Against the right spin, it's kind of I think that was more of a Helios win. And another thing I'm noticing is that the chassis disc is good. It's just that it's kind of like the wall frame, how it scrapes. So when Mobius Life After Death is triggered, the chassis disc scrapes against the stadium floor and ruins the Life After Death. Nah, I'm giving that one to Vex. I'm just gonna say Vex won that one. But yeah, see, it's doing better against lefts than it does against rights. Against rights, it's suffering. Against lefts, it's like actual competition. Alright, Brave Voucheck, but it has the Blitz disc. You put it up against Brave, also happened in the anime. Yo, Lucius, why are you just chilling in the speed cradle, man? You didn't have to do that to Vault. And it does win. It does indeed win. Okay. Pretty cool, pretty cool. We're gonna go. 3, 2, 1 there. Brave one more time. Please don't camp in this big girl again. See, against Brave, he's gonna lose because it takes so much recoil. It's just how it is. Just, Vex is just, yeah. Demise Double O's final opponent. See, is this game trashed by rights? Need I say more? Need I say more? I think I know what I'm gonna give this Bay in terms of rating though. Whoa. Yo! Okay. It lost, but it took quite big hits and the slopes didn't move. Burst resistance is peculiar. Alright. Spyder stats. I am actually very much thinking a 6 for this guy, or maybe a 6.5. Okay, it's pretty decent against lefts. The stock is pretty nice. Mobius done right. We get a chassis disc done right, a new chassis disc, and the Bay looks pretty good. And despite the slopes being weak, it has considerably good burst resistance for some reason. I don't know why, but it does. It just does. Now, I will say this. Slopes having good burst resistance doesn't exclude the slopes at all, because if you want to make a combo with the Lucius chip for competition, you can't because you'll lose because the slopes are weak. So, yeah, bad slopes, biggest negative. Well, actually second biggest. The first biggest being the layer shape does not help this dude at all. It just doesn't. I'm not going to snipe it for not having the barrier, because the barrier sucked. Them removing it probably was the better thing to do. Because think about it, with Takara Tomy fans, a lot of people who buy the barrier, or buy this Bay, and they see how bad the barrier is, so all they really want to do is wear the barrier out, so they can actually use the chassis disc more, because they say without the barrier it's actually pretty good. And I'm like, yeah, makes sense. So, I'm not going to snipe it for that, but overall I'm just going to say 6 or 6.5. It's a pretty cool Bay, it's just that it takes so much recoil that, yeah. I actually think if it didn't take that much recoil, it would burst a lot more, considering that, the slopes are weak. The only reason why is just losing stamina fast enough that it doesn't actually burst. So that's interesting take, I have to say, on my part. Alright, time to show off the QR code. I'm actually not that disappointed with this Bay like some people thought, but it could have definitely been better. Alright. Thank y'all for watching, and keep blading.